Your mind on AI. This is the live stream that we are doing this afternoon. I did not send out a video earlier to announce this one. Instead, I'm going to do a little quick video afterward. We're going to try this and see if this works better for the YouTube channel. I think it might make it a little bit more useful for you as well. So we'll take a look. Really quickly, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump in and I'm going to start sharing what I need to, because I'm not going to spend a ton of time today going through this. I'm going to show you some examples of Nitwyt prompting so you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. So this is what Nitwyt prompting is. This is actually a Nitwyt prompt that the AI actually wrote. So I wanted to kind of show you the context of it. So you can see here where it's got Ask Nitwyt. That's just because I call the system Ask Nitwyt. You do not have to do this with an LLM, but I want you to look at the logic. So here it's like design. In this case, it's the Nitwyt private portal. And so here we've got that. Here's the context. You can see it's giving itself open and closed context that it needs to do. So it wrote this information. This is for the desktop interface that I'm currently building. Here's the intent that it needs to go through. Here's the output that it wrote for it, the output that it needed. So you can kind of see how it's structuring its own prompts. Again, this is just, it's a system that I use just sort of manually as an operator when I'm operating AI, which again, we're not using AI because we don't use technology, we operate technology. If anything, technology uses you, so you got to be careful. However, what I wanted to show you was in this conversation, how this works. So I'm going to minimize this and I'm going to go through this. It was what, roughly $7 or so. And I've zoomed in a lot, so I apologize. Let me see if I can get you to read this a little easier. Maybe I could do it like this. So this is the chat interface. This is just on, I'm using VS Code, but whatever you're using. I'm gonna go to the beginning of the conversation. So we did that prompt, came up with the plan. And this is what I wanted to show you, just so you can see kind of how I'm doing this in the back end. So you've got your standard plan. What I'm doing then, you can see another Nitwyt prompt right here. So when I say Nitwyt prompting, it stands for not in the way you think, but what I'm doing is I'm giving it a logical structure. So first I'm asking the Nitwyt, just because I call the system Nitwyt is why I do it. And it knows what that means. I would not be saying Ask Nitwyt if that didn't mean anything. If I was using Google Gemini or ChatGPT, I just wouldn't say Ask Nitwyt. I would just say inspect, confirm, solve. And I would have put that stuff in there. However, I'm asking in this case, the Nitwyt to inspect, confirm, and then solve with the question mark, like what's the solution? I needed to go through and look at the plan and identify, the structure and make sure it's HILU. In this case, again, that's a phrase that the Nitwyt operating system understands to mean highest, immediate, logical, obviously useful. So it has that sort of recursive thinking just in the fact that it's doing that. Then it's supposed to identify, or it does identify, what's intentionally in the plan that we made, what's intentionally not that's in the plan, what's currently pending, what's a missed opportunity. And what I'm doing is I'm asking it to reference a couple of files that I've already given it once. And this is a useful technique with AI. So I've already given them these files and it built a whole plan out. And then it had a logical, what I call a LEAP file, but a logical way of thinking through the plan, which was great. It produced all of that. So I asked that LEAP file, I basically said, hey, or what I'm doing now is I'm saying, now go through, now that you've got your logic figured out, go through again these conversations. Now that you know what they are, go through them again and go, now knowing what you know, kind of like you would as a regular human. Like knowing what you know, you just got experience. Go back with your new experience and go look at the same stuff and you're going to see other stuff, just like a human would. Of course, AI is going to do the same thing. So that's what it does. So I have it go through it. It pulls out even more. I'm asking it to go through and identify, find anything that's missing, some incredible results, reference these two files. You can kind of see how I have the open and close reference there. And then everything's closed out. So it tells a story, a logical story of how AI is how this is basically a prompt. This is it's a Nitwyt prompt. Again, not in the way you think, but it is a prompt, but it's more of a program because that's what I'm doing as I'm querying a database with this prompt, believe it or not. I'm not chatting with a chatbot, even though it looks like it. So then we have another one here. This is a little different, but a little more traditional, just to kind of show you another example of Nitwyt prompting. So in this case, I'm just saying, hey, I've confirmed, I took a look at it, right? And here's what I've confirmed. I need to, make sure this is there, and this is there. I put like the little hashtags kind of as a bullet point is kind of how I think about that to keep it separate. But I do close it out. So it understands that is very important to make sure that you're always opening and closing and keeping the AI whatever your input is has to be in a container. So, so there's that. I went through. There's another one. Again, same style. You see, I like these styles, especially when I'm trying to get thinking things through or want to give a bunch of context and I don't want to edit myself too much. I will go audio. And when I'm doing audio, that's when you see long form like this. This is all audio coming forth. So we have that. Then let's see, another one, kind of same style. This is another one a little bit nested, but you can start to see me nesting some things here. So let me show you. This one is asking Nitwyt for a quality audit. I want to know its thoughts. So I specifically want to know those thoughts in the output. Did we consider this, right? When we're testing Q&A, debug, functioning, what about this stuff? And then I'm asking it to solve a problem here that I just know how to define, but I don't know what the solution is. So I define the problem by saying I need Nitwyt to verify that things are HILU, right? Just highest immediate logical, obvious, useful, quality, like a level of quality for the operator to experience. And I don't know what that is. So I need you to figure that out. And that's why this is in a box. So this little piece is a separate piece. You can see how it's open and closed right in there within the thoughts container, within the Ask Nitwyt container. And these are just another way of a logically engineered AI prompt. It's another form of Leap. You see the .leap.md files that I've shown before in different live streams or in this system. Those are what AI is really writing prompts for itself. That's the logically engineered AI prompts, the .leap.md files. But when you see code like this or the shorthand kind of look, like it looks like short code, this is just hand prompting, Nitwyt prompting, and I'm working through this. This is easier for me to type this out than to talk a long-winded way of a whole bunch of gibberish and hope, it just focuses the tokens a little more when you can do this. So, all right, let's go to another examples. You can see it's responding back to with its thoughts. Here are my thoughts, right? Let's see what else. Here's another one. Review it says another example of figure it out. I want you to review this entire conversation. I want you to then present the complete plan, because this is the point of I'm just kind of revising the plan over and over again currently. So I'm having it provide, go through it, and then it goes through and says, okay, here's the complete plan, and it captures everything, puts it all together so I can see it all. At that point, I think I hit the button and then it coded it. Then I came through with some other steps, but you can kind of see what that same pattern, right? This is still Nitwyt prompting, always open and close. That's how you can tell. We've got the open and close here. And then I've got the audio riff that's kind of in the middle, where I just kind of riff out and put whatever my messy thoughts are, right? It's kind of the whole concept there. Another one. So I just wanted to show you that kind of style of what we're doing. So this is just sort of how I operate the Nitwyt in the back end on the IDE. We do have the portal that's being worked on. So I'm going to do another live stream at 10 a.m. tomorrow. This will be Saturday. For the next live stream, I will show you that. I'm currently working on essentially what's going to be, or is, a Chrome extension. So I've got a Chrome extension that's up and running, or about to be. Let me just see. Actually, I don't know for a fact. Let me see if I can get that up and running. Just because it would be really cool if I could show it to you. Sort of. Not really. Not enough. Not enough where I wanted to show it to you, so never mind. You saw bits and pieces of it. But needless to say, there's a whole other thing coming down the pike. That'll be tomorrow at 10 a.m. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it up because I want to get back to it. Actually, I'm going to take a break for a while because I've been cranking for at least an hour and a half today. And then we'll go from there. So anyway, I hope this makes sense. Hope it is useful in some way, shape, or form. Nitwyt prompting is a skill. It is different, but it is unbelievably useful. So please take a look at the Leap. The link for the Leap design pattern that goes to a GitHub repo. Look at that in your description of this file. Please take advantage of that. Give it to your AI. You don't have to think, if you don't understand what I'm trying not to be derogatory. It's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to insult you. I'm just trying to say, take this and give it to your AI and ask your AI to tell you how it could use it. And that's all you need to do. You don't have to think, how do I apply Leap? You just need to know Leap is a thing that should be applied or could be applied. Go give it to your AI and say, should I apply it? Or would this be useful? Or how would this be useful? Or whatever. It will tell you. It'll either tell you, hey, yeah, we don't need this. Or it'll tell you like, oh my God, now we can do some stuff. And my guess is it's going to help you out quite a bit. So please take a look at that. It is completely free. It is open source. Take advantage of Leap. Everything else that I'm building here is built on top of leap.md files. And I'm starting to build some other apps from other clients that also use that same technology that are outside of the Nitwyt OS ecosystem, but can technically communicate with it because it's leap.md files, which is really cool because the entire thing is made to network together. It's kind of the benefit of it. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Hope it's been a wonderful Friday for you so far. If you happen to be watching this on the same day that I happen to be recording it. Otherwise, I will catch you on another stream soon. Thanks for being part of This Is Your Mind on AI. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.